Hey guys, so I just got done finally watching Trolls World Tour. I know everybody's really been waiting for me to do this review. But before I get into that, I just want to say I apologize. It's taken me so long to do a lot of these reviews. I know it's been like sometimes a month in between reviews. It's not really because I'm sick or anything. Again, I'll reiterate again and again, just because I I've been doing other things other than just watching movies. I've kind of taken this nice little long ass sabbatical from going to movie theaters and just watching other things and doing other stuff that I can't do in this pandemic. Mostly, like I said, watching other things like TV shows, some sports that's now back. Sports are now back in some capacities. But yeah, that's what I've been kind of doing. And as far as an update, uh, as far as when I'll be going back to the theater, apparently right now the plan is August 21st. I'm recording this, what day is it? The 4th. August 4th. So 17 days from now, my theater is supposedly planning to reopen. Regal Cinemas is particularly nationwide, and I believe my theater is planning to do the same. We have been given the go ahead from our governor to open up our theaters. There's been theaters open in my state. I live in Ohio. We are allowed to open up theaters. I actually been doing kind of a test run. There's a theater right near me that's been playing classic movies like only one day or 2 days a week, like on Fridays and Saturdays. But I went and saw like they were playing last week Rebel Without a Cause, a movie I've never seen. So that was kind of fun. And it was the first time I've been in a theater since like March. Literally, it was like the first time I've been in a theater since March. I've been to the drive-in and stuff, but that's not really the same. And I had to wear a mask and all that shit, and it was kind of interesting. I was like watching a 2-hour movie, near 2-hour movie with a mask on. It's a little bug. It did bug me a little bit, but it was fine. It didn't bug me that much. It wasn't that bothersome. Everybody, I recommend, please, if I can get to people, please wear a mask. Let's get through this, man. But so far, that's what the plan is, that they're going to open theaters back up on August 21st. And like I said a few months ago, about a month ago, when they said they were going to open up on July 31st, well, that didn't happen. Or on July 10th, I mean, they were supposed to originally open on July 10th, but then July 31st, now August 21st. They keep pushing it back. I am planning to go to the movies and review those movies that come out to theaters. Whatever movies are still coming out to theaters. There's not many. I'm still being pushed back, so I don't know what the fuck's going to be playing. Right now, there's doing a lot of re-releases of old movies, but I won't be reviewing those. Anyways, Trolls World Tour. Let's talk about this one. This movie is a movie that's kind of made a lot of headlines over the last few months, I mean. Since the pandemic started. This was the movie, I'm not making this up, if you don't know anything about the headlines this movie's been making, this is a movie that might have changed the movie theater industry, or the movie industry, completely, as we know it. I'm not making that up. I swear to God, that's the truth. Because this movie was supposed to come out, April 10th? To give you like a short version of the story, try to give you a short version of the story, if you don't know what happened, this movie was supposed to come out April 10th. And on March 11th, in the mid-March, as everybody knows, I'm sure everybody knows, unless you've been living under a rock, I think people living under a rock would know, everything got shut down. Movie theaters nationwide, including my state, got shut down. And so nothing was coming out. Nothing came out. No big releases. So Universal decided to do something historic right when pretty much announced something really fucking historic pretty much right when the pandemic happened, that they were going to release movies like Trolls World Tour, movies that were supposed to come out theatrically, out on demand for like $20. And And as you would figure, movie theater chains were not very fucking happy about that. To which a lot of the movie theater chains were like, we're not going to put any of your movies out now, because if you're going to do that, fuck you. And so it became a pissing contest for a fucking long time, and they released Trolls World Tour on demand, and then one of the biggest moves, like, this movie that the industry has seen in a long goddamn time. And it made a lot of money on demand, but not as much as it would do at the box office, obviously. But it basically, now when I thought, oh, this story pretty much ends there, about a week ago or so, if you haven't heard, AMC came up with a new deal with Universal where they'll put their AMC theaters is going to put Universal films out in the theaters, but Universal has the right to have those movies released on demand 3 weeks later after it's released in the theaters. And that benefits AMC in the long run because they have an on-demand service. But the problem is, the rest of the movie theater chains don't have an on-demand service. So all the other theater chains, like mine, which I only have Regal, are like, fuck you, basically, to Universal. So I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. It's not good for Universal to have theater chains. Like somebody said, in America, Regal has like one of the largest theater chains in America. So that's a big fucking market. And Universal releases a lot of fucking movies. They got a lot of big fucking franchises, so I don't have to think I have to talk about that. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. So, but the funny thing is, this all started because of Trolls World Tour. This fucking movie. I'm like, really? This fucking movie is gonna be like a landmark film in the film industry, maybe, at this point. I don't fucking know, because we don't know. I don't know what the fuck the future of the film industry is, honestly. I don't know what the fuck the future of the movie theaters is. I don't even know what the future of this country is. But for this fucking movie, Trolls World Tour, and going in, like, I got previews for this a lot before the pandemic happened, and I was just whatever. Like, that was my opinion about it. I was like, whatever. I saw the first one. I didn't care that much for it. It's a movie that kind of went in one ear and went out the other. Like, I pretty much forgot. I can't even tell you what the fuck happened in the first one, really. Other than it was based off those little troll toys, and it had Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick in it. That's about all I can fucking tell you about it. And there was, like, some creatures that were trying to eat them. That's all I remember. And they sang a lot. That's pretty much all I remember about that fucking movie. So, I saw it, but again, it's one of those movies that I barely fucking remember. But so, the trailers for this movie are like, whatever. And I'll be honest, and I'll be fair. I'll be a fair man. Even though I went in with very low expectations, I didn't hate this movie. I didn't. Was this better or worse than the first one? I don't know, because I have to go back and watch the first one to tell you that, because again, I don't remember much about the first one to give it a fair judgment, you know? I liked it, but if I were to go by what I remember somewhat of the first one, I would say I like this one better, but I don't know. Like I said, if I'd watched the first one, maybe then my opinion will change. But yeah, I liked this movie. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't the greatest kids movie ever made or anything. It was fine. I like one of the only things I like about these movies is like this movie is like Anna Kendrick is fucking great. Like some of the voice casting is pretty great in these movies. Anna Kendrick is perfect as that character Poppy. Like she's just an upbeat kind of person that you would believe that voice would come out of that troll. And I'm like, yeah, I can believe it. It's funny seeing stuff like Ozzy Osbourne in this fucking movie. Yeah, Ozzy is in this fucking movie as the old elderly king troll of rock and roll. That was pretty funny. I saw his name numerous times pop up on the casting list of this movie. It's like, what fucking role does he have in this movie? And then when he like, as soon as the character was introduced, I'm like, I bet you it's Ozzy. I'm like, yep, it's Ozzy. Yeah, like Kelly Clarkson. We got a lot of decent singers in this movie. Only problem I have with this fucking big problem with that, as far as the singing goes, is the same thing I had a problem with in fucking that Valley Girl remake, in that it's a lot of auto-tune bullshit. It is. It's nothing but auto-tune bullshit. And I'd rather just listen to the original songs than listen to the awful renditions that they do of those fucking, how badly they butcher these songs. And it's funny watching this movie. It's like, it's a lot of songs that came out like the 70s, the 80s, and like nobody that this movie's a target demographic for would ever hear these fucking songs. So I'm like, what the fuck is the point? Like, I've expected they would play, like, why not just play awful newer songs at that point? Because, you know, they're more, you know, auto-tune. They like, and I was like, I could not care less for the music in this fucking movie, even when it was like a lot of songs like Barracuda, Crazy Train, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, or instead of Girls Just Want to Have Fun, it's Trolls Want to Have Fun. Yeah, Kendrick's got a decent singing voice, I'll give her that, but it's like, yeah, the singing is like the same thing I have a problem with in the fucking Valley Girl remake of that. I just could not stand it because of the auto-tune bullshit. This movie, one of the things I love about this movie that I forgot about with the first one is that this movie is fucking crazy. Sometimes, like, this movie can be kind of crazy. Like, it is honestly a movie, this movie and the first movie, if I were into drugs or doing pot or smoking pot or anything like that, or doing any kinds of drugs, which I don't endorse, but if I were to do that, I would watch a movie like this because it's fucking trippy as shit. I'm like, I'd probably be fucking losing my mind, like, watching this movie. Like, there's some trippy ass animation in this movie, and it's like, there's like animations where they're having one character's an hallucination of being in heaven, and it's fucking weird. There's just random animations of different weird ass shit throughout this movie that's like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, a couple times, like, what am I watching? I did like, I forgot how much I kind of liked that little worm character that James Corden's character is carrying throughout the movie. He's pretty funny. He does have some pretty fucking funny lines. This movie did have some funny. I can't say I didn't laugh at it. It was pretty funny. There were some pretty funny lines in it that made me chuckle. I'm like, God damn it! Like, that was kind of clever. I almost feel bad for like laughing at it, but like, that was kind of clever. God damn it! What the hell? It's one of those movies that, like, the best way to describe the plot of this movie, it's basically, if you've seen the trailer, it's the Queen Rock troll wants to get all the strings of all the different kinds of music and put it on her guitar so that she can take over the fucking whole troll world with rock and roll. And I'm sitting there like, so basically this is the plot of Avengers Infinity War. Geez, Thanos. And like Avengers Infinity War, I kind of side with her like I did with Thanos. And that's pretty fucking bad because I'm like, she's endorsing, like, talking about how horrible some of this music is. I'm like, she's fucking spot on. I'm like, she's supposed to be the hero, right? Like, how awful, like, pop music and all techno and all that horrible shit. And I'm like, she's supposed to be the villain, right? Why am I agreeing with her for most of the part of this fucking movie? I'm like, I guess I'm supposed to root against her, but I'm kind of rooting for her, like I did with Thanos, a little bit. Like, I could, even though she's not as fleshed out, not even close to being as fleshed out of a fucking villain as Thanos. I mean, that was one of the best fucking villains of the last. Trust me, I'm not comparing her, saying that she's like just as good as Thanos. No, she's not. But like her kind of motivations are pretty much the goddamn same. And of course, this movie has the message that isn't every goddamn kids movie nowadays, which is not a bad message, but it's like, come on. Like, how many times have I had to hear the same message in every kids movie nowadays where, yes, everybody's different, but that's just okay. And that's, we can't all be the same, and it's okay to embrace other people's differences. And like, I've seen this a million goddamn times in a fucking kids movie. It's been done better and stuff like Zootopia and stuff like this. And it's like, that's the message in every fucking kids movie nowadays. It's like, god damn, man. I'm not saying it's a good message to have, especially nowadays, but at least have some kind of original message. God damn. I didn't hate it. It's a movie. That's basically the way. If you're kids, it is also, man, this movie can be loud and obnoxious too. Like, it can't have like 2 seconds without something going on, or something loud going on, or some fucking singing. Like that fucking weird ass Kenan Thompson troll, baby troll, Tiny Glitter, or Tiny Diamond, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm like, I saw it in the trailer, and I'm like, that looks so stupid. And it even makes me question even more, like, the logic in this fucking world. Because the male troll, hip-hop troll, gives birth to this Tiny Diamond character through his hair. How... So what the fuck is the point of a female troll in this world, then? I thought, how did they fucking reproduce for the hair? The fuck? And then forget that in the first one? I don't remember. What the fuck? I was like, that's fucking weird. And that character's so fucking annoying. I like Kenan Thompson. I think he's funny. He can be funny. I'm like, it's just like, what was the point of this character? There was no point to that character whatsoever. Yeah, like I said, kids, I'm sure will love it. I'm sure most people have seen it by now, and I'm really late in the game seeing it, but I was not paying $20 to watch this fucking movie. Hell no. I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay $20. I waited until it came out, or went down to like $6, and I rented it. So there you go. It's a decent rental. That's as far as Trolls World Tour goes. I still, I got my rental queue, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Becky and Infamous, which I'm going to be reviewing here in the next week or so. I only have those movies to rent for a few more days anyway, so I will be reviewing those pretty quickly. And also I'll try to get Scoob in there sometime in the near future. I got rented off like Redbox. But until then, I will talk to you guys later.